Hi guys. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Mr. Park. I am the other math analysis teacher, and for my students, the reason why I'm addressing both classes is that Ms. Greer and I are partnering up for the continuity of education here. So as you will see on this screen when I share it with you guys in a second here, this is going to be what we call our continuity of education introduction. I'm just going to kind of walk through some logistics, even though I could probably just write in text. I think some of you prefer just seeing sort of that face-to-face interaction here. This is my OneNote with my third block math analysis folks, and don't worry guys, your information on this side is going to be blurred out, so no worries on that there. So let me just address a couple of things to emphasize, and then I think you guys should be squared away. Loudoun County has highly recommended that teachers use something called a HyperDoc. And HyperDoc is really just a Google Doc that has a bunch of hyperlinks in it, hence the name HyperDoc. The thing is, we don't really use Google Docs within our classes. We use OneNote. That's the platform we've been using for all this school year, at least for my students also submitting problem sets as well. So for Ms. Greer students, I'll go through a quick sort of tutorial on how to do that in case you guys need that. That's going to be at the end of this video, so you can skip that if you don't need it. But yeah, just a heads up here. So the HyperDocs that you guys will find will be within OneNote. You'll see that in the content library, if I go past down the last unit that you guys were in, which I think for both classes we were all in polar graphs and vectors, you'll see there's a tab called Continuity of Education. So inside here is where you're going to see all the information. Now currently I have mine in the teacher only section, so I'm just going to pull that out. But again, yours is going to be in the content library. Keep that in mind. So inside here, you'll have the HyperDoc, big air quotes, HyperDoc. This is going to be the first HyperDoc of the week. We're going to call it Math Analysis Review. Not catchy, totally understand that. We're just trying to figure things out as we go and just keep things simple. So within this HyperDoc, there's going to be instructions on what you need to do. The first thing I want to talk about is that this HyperDoc is designed to take about a week to complete. Now, this schedule right here is highly prone or highly subject to change. We have this schedule for now, but as the week goes on, as we kind of get feedback from you all and from also our admin and the county itself, we will adjust things accordingly. I know some of you all might be a little concerned about being ready for BC Calculus next year. Right now, I'm just saying, let's just take it one day at a time, one step at a time. Let's start with what we kind of need to work on, and we'll go from there. This actually works out really well, because once we were supposed to finish Unit 8 on series and sequences, we were actually going to do these exact things. So time-wise, this actually sort of works out. You guys do miss out on that unit, but for calculus at the very least, this is going to be a lot of the core concepts that we need to reiterate. So for some of you, this is going to seem really like child's play. It's like, why are we going back to Unit 1 stuff? And the reason is the beginning of calculus, you're going to need to just refresh a little bit on function analysis and graph analysis as well. Hence why we start off with the first day. Also, it's a nice way to kind of reintroduce you guys back into work after having the last week and a half of kind of being in a limbo stage of not really knowing what's going on. So within this math analysis review, you'll see there's something called a skill review 1 followed by activity 1. So again, we said it was going to take about 30 minutes per day. Again, it's plus or minus. Some of you might finish this in 15. Some of you might finish this in 45. It's just a guideline. Use it as sort of a compass that guides you, but don't necessarily kind of live or depend off it. It's just a way to kind of help you out. If you finish early, you're more than welcome to move on should we provide those extra skill reviews and activities for the following sessions. So just a real quick thing, the skill review, just go ahead and make sure you copy this into your respective notebook. And we're just going through graph analysis, and if I scroll down a little bit, analytical analysis. Now, some of you guys might be freaking out, just like I was at the beginning. It's like, this seems like a lot, but when you break it down, there's not that many problems per page, and a lot of this is just reflecting and seeing back from Unit 1. So hopefully once you get through the first one, the next 4 end up being a lot easier. And then following that, you'll have activity number 1. This is where Ms. Greer and I are trying to provide feedback for you guys. So what's going to happen is, should you complete this within a timely manner, if you go into Google Classroom, let me go ahead and flip over here. In my math analysis class for block 3, I've created within classwork a section called Continuity of Education. Now currently this is grayed out because I haven't yet assigned it, it's scheduled. But here you'll see that activity 1 has been posted with a technical deadline. Technically, I'm making it do it at midnight. This is more for me to just kind of look back on the next day. Okay, who has submitted it, and is there any feedback that we can provide? Ms. Greer and I want to provide at least some level of contact with you guys while we're still waiting word on whether or not we can do virtual meets like the Google Meet, Zoom, I guess for you guys with iPhones, FaceTime is maybe another decent way to explain it. So again, all this is going to be really helpful if you want that feedback one-on-one, at least providing some sort of logistical standpoint with trying to figure this all out right now. So again, read through the directions, read through the days, and then check out the subpages here for the instructions on the rest of the days of the week. Should you have any questions, you are more than welcome to email us. Find us during our office hours, which should be posted in our respective classrooms. Hope you all are staying safe. Hope you all are just taking some time to breathe in light of the craziness going on in the world around us. Support each other, build each other up, FaceTime each other, just make sure everyone's doing okay, and just know that one step at a time, we will get through this, all right?